Let's talk about the very first murder in the whole Bible. My name is Michael. We're reading the Bible in an entire year, and we're on Genesis chapter 4, Cain and Abel, verse 4. And Abel brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions, and the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering. And the opposite happened with Cain. Two brothers, two of three. We'll learn about Seth in a little bit, but the first being Cain, the younger being Abel, the youngest being Seth. Both Cain and Abel brought an offering to the Lord. Cain's was rejected, Abel's was accepted. I believe it's because Abel brought his best. He brought his first fruits, while Cain brought what was simply left over. One thing that is interesting about this is we learn from this text that sin always leads to sin. In Cain's case, anger, that's what the ESV says, anger led him to murder his brother. But lying leads to bitterness, lust leads to adultery, sin always leads to more sin. One sin never leads you to freedom, it always just entangles you in a web of continuous sin. That's chapter 4, Cain and Abel. When we get to chapter 5, we read about Adam's descendants. And at the very end, we read about Noah. Noah's story starts in chapter 6. And what's interesting about Noah's story, for me, verse 8 says this, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. That's a really big deal. I don't know about you, but more than anything in my life, I just want favor in the eyes of the Lord. You begin to wonder with some of these Old Testament characters, why all of a sudden do they have favor, which is so valuable with the Lord? It even says in verse 9, these are the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation, and Noah walked with God. It's like, holy smokes, Noah, what have you done to walk with God? I believe that the explanation happens all in chapter 6. In chapter 6, God begins to express to Noah to build a boat, to build an ark of incredible magnitude. This thing would have been huge, 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 huge. And Noah and his sons, over the course of many, many years, began to construct this ark. And it seems outlandish. I guarantee that every single person walking by Noah and his family is like, there's Noah building a boat. It's year 25. There's Noah continuing to build a boat. There's Noah, year 50, continuing to build a boat. And listen to this. In verse 22, after God had spoken to Noah, it says this, Noah did this. He did all God commanded him. I think that speaks to why Noah found favor with God. It's because immediately when God spoke, Noah responded. There was no delay. There was no questioning. It was, since God spoke it, I'm going to do it. I think that's a lesson for us today at whatever time you're watching this. When God speaks, he knows. We can trust him. He knows what's best. It's our job to be like Noah, to listen, to obey. And through that crazy obedience, I think us too can be like Noah and find favor with God. Hey, God bless you today. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. This is Michael. We'll see you soon.